Hello everyone, this is Prashanth, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Dundigal, Hyderabad. So now I am going to give brief discussion on Internet of Things along with applications. So this is the course IoT, Internet of Things and Applications. So before going to enter into the subject, first we have to discuss some introduction points of Internet of Things. What are the characteristics of IoT? What are the main advantages, disadvantages? What are the main benefits? Some losses like that. We have to discuss some basic points of this course. So first of all, here I am going to introduce what is the overview of IoT here. So I mentioned 3 points here. First point, second point, and third point in terms of overview of IoT. Here in terms of overview of IoT, the first point deals with the Internet of Things allows every device to connect to the world for exchange of information among the associated devices. Generally, for example, there is a ceiling fan here. For example, ceiling fan in our home. So in normal position, so this is a normal fan. This is operated with some electricity. So after connecting the internet to the fan, after internet can connect it to this fan, then it can be converted into smart device. Automatically it is called IoT device. So the main concept of IoT, every device can connect it to the world to make smart things, to build smart world. So this is the main thing you have to remember in IoT. So in the part of overview of IoT here, every device to connect to the world for exchange of information. So first, before connect, we have to authenticate the device. After authentication is over, with the help of internet, it can connect it to the world. After connection process is over, we can exchange the information among the all associated devices. So first, before doing that, first we can authenticate. After authentication authentication process is over, then we can connect to the device, then exchange the information and process the information. Can analyze. These are the process to process of IoT device. Next, what are the topics it involved? So here it focuses on the concept of data communication. So with the help of communication, we can transfer the information from source to destination, or one place to another place, or transmitter to receiver by using some data communication protocols here we use. So network protocols. So in the IoT we have different protocols, network protocols we have. So based on our requirement, we may use some network protocols. And cloud computing. After processing the data, we have to store in the cloud only. We have different cloud method to store the information. So that all comes under cloud computing. And network security fundamental techniques, customs, and in terms of include the basic components of hardware and software. So with the help of some software techniques, we build some hardware parts also, some IoT devices. So all the things are comes under in the second point. So in the first point, what is the main theme? Main theme of IoT. Internet of Things allows every device to connect to the world. Whether it is electronic device or electrical device, whatever it may be, first we have to connect to the world to exchange the information among the all associated devices. Next, what are the topics or what are the things it will help to build the IoT devices? Like data communication, network protocols, cloud computing, network security, fundamental techniques, like that we may. These are some topics involved in that second point. That last point involves IoT include applications of IoT in home automation. So we already know. So one of the applications is ceiling fan, refrigerator, washing machine, printer, all the devices are connected to the internet based on our requirement. So the application is home automation, smart parking. Smart parking, after that smart lighting. In streets, we may use with the help of remote, we may operate some lights, fans like that, and smartphone detection. So these are the applications of IoT included in the overview of IoT. So the standard definition or the standard thing here in terms of overview of IoT, I mentioned 3 points here. The first point involves the main theme of IoT. The second point is what are the topics or what are the agendas involved in that second point. The third point involves what are the applications we are going to develop with the help of IoT. So this is the overview of IoT. Next, move on to the basic definitions of IoT here. So here, based on the two techniques here, based on existing technology, we may define Internet of Things. Based on infrastructure, we may define the definition of IoT here. The first one, based on existing technology. So here, IoT is a new revolution. IoT is a new revolution to the internet due to the advancement of sensor networks to recording purpose. Sensor networks, mobile devices, wireless communication, networking, and cloud technology. First, authentication, connection, process the data. After processing is over, we have to store the data in the cloud technologies by using cloud technologies. So this is the first definition of IoT based on existing technology. The second one, definition of IoT based on the infrastructure. We have to develop some infrastructure based on our requirement by using IoT devices. Whatever the devices, we don't know, but we have to develop some infrastructure. Smart, that is smart world. We have to build smart world. It is also called as. So IoT is a dynamic global infrastructure. Dynamically, it's changing based on our requirement. Infrastructure of physical and virtual objects having unique identities which are embedded with software, sensors, actuators, electronics, and network connectivity to facilitate intelligent applications by collecting and exchanging of data. First, we have to record the data. Whatever the things happen there, first we have to record. So based on the recorded data, we have to process among the devices, then we can store in the cloud. After storing, we can analyze as per our requirement. So this is the two basic definitions of IoT. One is the based on existing technology. Second one is based on infrastructure. So next, move on to the main goal of IoT here. So what is the main goal of IoT? Basically, first, before connection, first we have to configure authentication, connecting, process, storing, analysis. So the main goal of IoT is to configure, control, and network the devices or things to the internet, which are traditionally not associated with the internet. Traditionally not associated with, after the then only we have to the device is connected to the internet as per our requirement. For example, thermostats, utility meters, a Bluetooth connected headset, irrigation pumps, sensor or control circuits for electric cars engine. Like that, we have so many IoT devices available in our market. So these are the example. So this is about the main goal of IoT. First, to configure, control, then process the data, then store and analysis. So this is the main goal of IoT. Next, move on to the for example of an IoT device here. So this is the ceiling fan here connected to the ceiling. So this fan can connect to operate with the remote. So this is high button, low button, off button, on button, like that. So that device, this is a internet IoT device. This is the best example for IoT. So the fan can connect it to the internet. This can operate with the remote that is in our hands by using dual meter. So this is example for a ceiling fan remote regulator, suitable example for existing technology. Next, move on to the evolutions of Internet of Things here. So this is the one of the important topic in our basic points. So evolution of Internet of Things can be transformed into the first one. Pre-internet can be transformed into Internet of Things in steps of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means human to human interaction can be transformed into machine to machine technology. In olden days, in previous days, so there is a communication in between only human to human by using SMS, telephony, like that. If you want to communicate with the others, just in our hands only with the only small mobile. So with that mobile only we can text some information, like that. But nowadays we have so many social media websites are available. Social media applications are available in our smartphones, like WhatsApp, Telegram, like that we have. But in pre-internet of things, we have only human to human interaction that is developed through the SMS or telephony, like that, text messages. The next one, the pre-internet transformed into the second evolution, that is Internet of Content. So in the Internet of Content, we developed WWW, World Wide Web. World Wide Web. So with the help of WWW, we are going to process some data by using emails. Through the emails, we have some information, documents, images, pictures, like that. Information that is for entertainment purpose also. So this is second evolution of Internet of Things through the WWW. That is first one, pre-internet can be transformed into Internet of Content with the help of WWW, World Wide Web. So the second, the third evolution of Internet of Things, that is Internet of Services. The Internet of Services, broadly it is called Web 2.0. After WWW, World Wide Web, that it can be transformed into Web 2.0 in the 2.0 e-productivity and e-commerce. So like Amazon, Flipkart, some social web commerce websites are available in order to purchase any product or in order to sell the any product as per our requirement. So that is Internet of Services. It provides some services for us, like Amazon, Flipkart, whatever. So it provides some services to us. That is Internet of Services. Next one, Internet of People. Internet of Services transformed into or evolved into Internet of People. So in Internet of People, we have social medias, Skype, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, like that. So in that, we use some social media applications also we use. The last one, Internet of People transformed into Internet of Things. So things is nothing but some IoT devices, whatever. So it can process some data and store the data. So in the Internet of Things, there is a interaction between machine to machine process. So here, everyone, you have to remember one thing here. M to M is nothing but machine to machine. Machine to machine technology is one part of IoT. Part of IoT. It is not differentiated with IoT. So always be remember, machine to machine technology, it is one part of the IoT. So here we may use the process, the communication is going on in between only machine to machine. So the best example for IoT machine to machine is ATM. ATM is one of the machine. So for that to operate smoothly, so there is a server in bank. So server also one of the machine. ATM is also one of the machine. Server also one of the machine. So the interaction, when you want to take the money from the ATM, just you go and insert the ATM into the ATM, we can get the money. So the interaction between server and ATM, it is machine to machine. So the best example for machine to machine technology is ATM service. So in the identification, tracking, monitoring, semantically structured and shared data. So this is about evolution of Internet of Things. Very important topic in the basics of IoT. So first one, pre-internet can be transformed into not direct Internet of Things. So step by step. So pre-internet of things can be transformed into Internet of content, then Internet of services, Internet of people, Internet of things. The human to human interaction can be transformed into machine to machine technology. So machine to machine is one of the part of IoT. So this is about evolutions of Internet of Things in terms of 5 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in one, smart networks, smart IT platforms in second evolution, smartphones and applications in third evolution, smart devices and objects and tasks in fourth evolution, data and ambient context in fifth evolution. So this is about evolution of Internet of Things. Next, move on to the some growth of things connected to the internet. So in modern days, in 2003, during 2008, the number of things connected to the internet exceed the number of people on the earth. So many less number of devices can connected to the internet in 2003 to 2008. In 2010, there is a increase in the number of devices connected to the internet. In 2015, some more increase. In 2020, absolutely over 50 billions of things, over 50 billions of devices can connect it to the internet by 2020. But we are in 2022. By 2020, 50 billions of devices, 50 billions of things can connect it to the internet to exchange the information. So this is about growth of things connected to the internet. Next, what are the challenges faced IoT devices in 2020? So here we have 5 challenges. Operating environment, challenging configuration of device, problem with compatibility, where it is compatibility or not. So this is the pen. This pen can compatible with screen only. This is not normal pen. So compatibility also one of the factor to connect the devices. Next, bandwidth limitations. Whether the bandwidth is low, whether the bandwidth is high, or it is moderate. That is we can set properly based on our requirement. Next, connectivity issues. Where it is rural area, whether it is urban area, whatever the area, we are facing some connectivity issues also. So these are the 5 challenges. Operating environment. So whether it is rural, whether it is urban, whether it is connected area or non-connected area, whatever the things we face, one of the challenge, that is operating environment we faced in 2020. IoT devices faced, not we. So challenging configuration devices. So before connect, first it can configure authentication, then connection. So normally IoT device automatically connect to the internet. So but due to some areas or due to some network issues, it may delay. So these are the 5 challenges: operating environment, challenging configuration of devices, problem with compatibility and bandwidth limitations, and connectivity issues. These are the challenges. Next, move on to the importance of IoT. So this is the general diagram for importance of IoT to give importance of IoT here. So here, less important to we move from less important to more important. It is benefit of humanity. So here I mentioned here 5 steps here: data, information, knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. So in every step we have to answer some questions like where, who, what, when. So in the data we have some information in that in terms of symbols, images, like that, whatever, we have some data. So here next we move to the information. So in the information we have to answer certain types of questions here. So who? Answer to who? Who was the developer, or who was the developing? Who is the developer? Next one, what is the purpose of the developing process? Next, where it is used, when it is used. So like that, we have to answer all these things in the information. This is second importance of IoT. Next one, in the knowledge. So in the knowledge, we have to answer how it can be applicable to devices or electronic devices or like that. Next one, understanding purpose, appreciation of why. Next, in wisdom, evaluated understanding. So this is importance of IoT. This is general diagram to prove importance of IoT from less important to more important. Data, information, knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. So these are the general things we have to discuss here up to now. What are the overview of IoT, definitions of IoT, goal of IoT, evolutions of IoT, growth of internet of device, challenges and importance of IoT. Next, move on to the history points of IoT here. So in 1997, first the Internet of Things is the 7th in the series of ITU. The Internet reports originally launched in 1997 under the challenges to the network. The first word developed in 1997. First, the origin of IoT started in 1800 only. First, before Internet of Things, the name of the challenges to the network. The challenges to the network can be transformed into step by step. It is Internet of Things. So, in 2005, 4 important technologies to the Internet of Things was proposed in World Summit on Information Society Conference. In 2008, the first international conference on Internet of Things, it was held at Zurich. So these are the some important future history points of IoT. Let's start with 1800. In 1800, the first electronic communication device are created, including the telegraph, fax machine, and radio. After that, in 1989, Tim Berners-Lee World Wide Web. So we already know World Wide Web. It is the second evolution of Internet of Things, already discussed in the previous slide. So in 1989, Tim Berners-Lee invented World Wide Web, WWW. Next, in mid 1990s, the rise of Internet of and more exponential device. Just it can exponentially it is increasing. The use of mobiles or the use of Internet of it may increase. In 1926, Nikola Tesla envisions a wirelessly connected devices. Then in 1999, Kevin Austin coins Internet of Things and founds the MIT AutoCAD Center in one of the lab. In 1999, Kevin Austin invented Internet of Things devices. Next, in 2000, the company LG announces plans for the first Internet refrigerator. Then in 2005, the United Nations first mentioned IoT device published International Telecommunication Union mission. Next in 2011, in 2002, in 2008, and we are in 2022. But the information up to 2013 only I mentioned here. Okay, so these are the some history points of Internet of Things. Actually, the origin of Internet of Things started from 1997 only, but some for an basic idea, I mentioned from 1800 series only. So this is the history of Internet of Things. Let's move on to the another topic. He is the Internet of Things. Kevin Austin, the father of IoT. Family is so his education started in University College of London. Next, move on to the actual subject of actual topic of our subject, characteristics of IoT. So up to now we discussed some definitions of IoT, history points of IoT. What are the challenges faced in 2020 IoT devices? So these are the some basic points. So next we move to the actual our subject. What are the characteristics of IoT here? So here we have 5 characteristics of IoT. The first one, dynamic and self-adapting, self-configuring, interoperable communication protocols, unique identity, and integrated into information network. Let's start with the first characteristics of IoT here. The IoT device can dynamically adapt to the sensed environment, their operating conditions, and users' context, and take action accordingly. For example, surveillance system. So it dynamically either may increase, either may decrease. The values of the recorded values are either may increase or decrease. Automatically it can connect it to the internet. So this is the first characteristics of IoT as dynamic and self-adapting. It may change in dynamically. It may change either small value to big value or big value to small value. Automatically it can connect, that is self-adapting. So let's move on to the second one, self-configuring. So IoT device can able to upgrade the software with minimal intervention of users. When the data is whenever they are connected to the internet. So upgrade automatically when the process is over. They can also set up the network, that is new device can easily add it to the existing network. For example, whenever there will be a free Wi-Fi access, one device can connected easily. So this is the second characteristic of IoT, self-configuring. Next one, interoperable communication. It allows different devices can communicate with others as well as different network. Different network, different device, whatever it can connect. So for example, MI phone is able to control the smart machine. So in this area there is a AC available here. So that AC belongs to Panasonic. But that AC can control with one application available in my smartphone, that is Redmi MI. So the network is same, but the company is different. So with the help of MI application, I can control Panasonic AC. So this is one of the important characteristics of IoT. So IoT device allows different devices to communicate with each other as well as with a different network also. But here the network is same, but the devices are different. The companies are different. Panasonic AC can control with MI application that is available in my smartphone. So this is interoperable communication, one of the characteristics of IoT. Next, move on to the another characteristics, that is unique identities. The devices which are connected to the internet have unique identities, that is IP address through which they can be identified through the throughout the network. The IoT devices have intelligent interfaces which allows communicating with users, it adapts to the environmental context. So this is the one more characteristics of IoT, that is unique identities. Next, move on to the last characteristics of IoT, integrated into information network. So the IoT devices are connected to the internet and share some information with other connected devices. So this is the basic thing we already know. The devices can be discovered dynamically in the network by other devices. For example, if a device has a Wi-Fi connectivity, then that will be shown to other near devices having Wi-Fi connectivity. So even though the device can connected to the internet, it shows nearby all the Wi-Fi available devices. So this is integrated into information network. So the device SSID will be visible throughout the network. Due to these things, the network is also connected as information network. That's why it is called one of the characteristics of IoT, integrated into information network. For example, weather monitoring system, here the information collected from different monitoring nodes, sensor, Arduino device can be aggregated and analyzed to predict the weather report. So this is integrated into information network, one of the important characteristics of IoT. That's it. After characteristics of IoT, move to the features of IoT. So here we have many features of IoT devices. So the first one, connectivity, analyzing and integrating. Connectivity we already know. Connectivity refers establish a proper connection between all the things of IoT to IoT platform. It may be server or cloud or any other machine also. After connecting the IoT devices, it needs a high speed messaging between the devices and stored in the cloud to enable reliable, secure and bidirectional communication. Either it may be sending, either it may be receiving. It process bidirectional communication also. Sending and receiving in single device only. That means it is nothing but transceiver. For example, our mobile phone act like as a transceiver. When you make a call to your friend, that is transmitting. When you receive a call, that is receiver. So both directions are happened in single device only. So that is bidirectional communication. So these are all the things are comes under connectivity. That is one of the feature of IoT. Next, analyzing. So after connecting all the relevant things, it comes to real time analyzing the data collected and use them to build effective business intelligence. So if you have a good insight into the data gathered from all the devices, then we can call our system as a smart device. So we have to build smart world from smart devices. When you connect to the internet, then it automatically can connect it to the it converted into the smart device. So integrating IoT, integrating the various models to improve the user experience as well. So these are the first three features of IoT: connectivity, analyzing, and integrating. Next, move on to the another features: artificial intelligence, like sensing, active engagement, endpoint management. So in artificial intelligence, IoT makes the things smart and enhances life through the use of data. So for example, we have a coffee machine whose beans are going to end automatically, then the machine itself ordered the coffee beans of your choice from the retailer. So this is automatically it can upgrade, automatically it can connect, automatically it process the data by using artificial intelligence with the help of IoT. The title here. So actually artificial intelligence, it is one of the future. So artificial intelligence with the help of we can develop IoT device with the help of technology, artificial intelligence. Too advanced. Next is sensing. The sensor device are used in IoT technologies to detect and measure any change in the environment and report on their status. Next, active engagement. It makes connected technology, product or services to active engagement between the each other. The last one, management. We have to manage. It is important to be endpoint management of all the IoT system. Otherwise, it makes complete failure of the system. So these are the features of IoT: artificial intelligence, sensing, active engagement, and endpoint management. Next, move on to the some facts of IoT devices. Connectivity. We already know. This is also one of the future of IoT. Connection between the devices, sensors, and Internet of devices. Things. These are the things is nothing but devices. So these are the devices which converts one form of energy into the another form. Example for things is transducers, actuators, like that. Next, data. Data is the glue of Internet of Things. The first step towards action and intelligence. Next, communication. We have to develop the communication among the devices. We can after connection process over, we have to transfer some information by using some communication protocols. Devices get connected so they can communicate the data. This data can be analyzed. Intelligence, action, and ecosystem. So these are the some facts of Internet of Things devices. Next, move on to the last topic in this lecture: advantages and disadvantages of IoT devices. So compulsory everything have some advantages. Based on that, we have disadvantages. So in this, we have more advantages than a disadvantage. So we can ignore some disadvantages also. So coming to the advantages of IoT, first, efficient resource utilization. Efficient resource utilization mean, so compulsory we have some resources. So based on our requirement, we can use resources as per our ID. So if we know the functionality and the way how to each device work, we definitely increase the efficient resource utilization as well as monitor natural resources. Next, minimize human effort. So as the device of IoT interact and communicate with each other, it do a lot of work for us. Automatically, they can minimize the human effort. So it is one of the disadvantages also. Some many more jobs also they may lose. So save time. It reduces the human effort. Then automatically it saves some time. Next, enhance data collection, improve security. Security also will improve. Uh, we have a system that all the things are interconnected. Then we can make the system more secure and efficient. So these are the advantages of IoT in terms of efficient resource utilization, minimize human effort. Automatically, we save time. We save some time. Enhance data collection and improve also. Security also will improve. So these are the some advantages, along with some disadvantages also in terms of security, privacy, and complexity. In terms of security, IoT systems are interconnected and communicate over the network. It is okay, but the system offers little control despite any security measures, and it can be lead the various kinds of network attacks. Some cyber security attacks, we may lose some information. So based on that, we arrange some security protocols in order to prevent from the cyber attacks. Next, privacy. Even without the active participation on the users, the IoT system provides substantial personal data into the maximum details. So in terms of complexity also, we maintaining and enabling the data connect technology to the IoT system is quite complicated. In some cases, we face this type of disadvantage. So it may ignore, but the advantages are more. So these are the advantages and disadvantages of IoT devices. So this is the first lecture. So in this lecture, we discussed main the characteristics of IoT, features of IoT, advantages and disadvantages of IoT. So this is the overall overview of IoT. this session I am going to conclude. Thank you. So these are the references.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.